An Irish reporter had a question for Ireland's media minister. Yeah, that's a real thing.
Is it not dangerous for democracy that powerful state institutions will get to decide what is and isn't true?
I think this is actually a very important development for Ireland. So while the European Commission, leads on implementation and enforcement,
whatever the hell all that means, she never answered the question. So he asked again.
Sure, but I'm asking about the misinformation side of it specifically. Whatever about child protection, that's a whole separate issue. I mean, is it right for government and state institutions to be able to say what is and isn't true?
Look, we have, when it comes to misinformation, it's actually, it would point to the whole value of public service broadcasting and why we need reliable information. And I think under the DSA, you'll see that.
Again, she never answers the question. So he asked again.
But I'm sorry, that's not an answer to the question. I'm asking you, do you think it's right and healthy for democracy for the government and the state to be able to decide what is and isn't true? Have you done any assessments, for example, to make sure that these regulations aren't abused or overused?
I think everything that we see in misinformation, anything that can prevent misinformation, is to be welcomed.
Eventually, he called this woman out on whether or not she believes it's the state's job to decide what is true and isn't true for the country's citizens.
Is it really good enough that you failed to answer the question earlier about whether or not it's acceptable for the state to regulate information that people are allowed to say and decide what is true or false? Should people be encouraged by the fact that the minister can't answer a simple question when we're literally regulating truth itself?
I'm quite clear on the need to tackle misinformation
None
during,
of this has anything
for example,
to do with the question I've
pandemic.
asked. None of this has anything to do with the question I've asked. You've not.
Here's why she wouldn't answer the question. Because the answer is yes. She really believes that her and her government should get to decide what you think is true, not true, or think period. And this isn't just Ireland. It wasn't long ago that the Biden administration tried to institute a disinformation governance board, an actual federal agency that would decide what's true, what's not, and what you could believe about it. These people used to consider themselves liberals. With liberalism, I have a right to my opinion, you have a right to your opinion, and we both respect that we have rights to our opinions. But their new mentality is, I'm from the U.S. government, I'm part of Ireland's government, I tell you what to think and you don't have a right to an opinion. This trend is happening in liberal democracies all over the world, where left-leaning people in charge think that things have gotten so bad from their perspective that regular people can no longer have the freedom of expression or freedom to speak. So-called liberals don't believe in liberalism anymore. Ireland's now like this, and the only thing that stopped the U.S. government from going further is the fact that we have a First Amendment. But don't be surprised when they come for that, too.